fuck are you doing?
What? This isn't a knife. This is your salvation.
No. Stop, please.
You already have.
The film opens with a chilling sequence. A young woman flees from a sinister farmhouse, sprinting desperately toward the road. She is visibly traumatized, her ordeal far from over, as the killer known as Squealer pursues her. Collapsing onto the road, she narrowly avoids being struck by a van. Inside are an elderly couple who stop just in time. Horrified by her battered and bloodied state, they quickly cover her with clothing, place her in their vehicle, and rush her to the hospital. At the hospital, a doctor begins treatment and discovers disturbing injuries, hook marks across her body, as though she had been suspended alive. He attempts to calm her, but she is inconsolable, screaming, "He's going to kill me." Eventually, she is sedated and prepared for surgery. The narrative then shifts to another storyline. We meet Sadi, a sex worker enduring violence at the hands of a client. At that moment, Lisa, an activist dedicated to helping women escape exploitation, intervenes. She confronts the abusive man, forcing him to leave, and reassures Sadi that she can help her rebuild her life. Lisa has even arranged a job interview. Exhausted by her circumstances, Sadi finally agrees. Soon after, Jack, a police officer and Lisa's ex-husband, arrives. Observing Lisa's efforts, he half-jokingly tells her to leave some of the saving the world work to him. Back at the hospital, the young woman regains consciousness. Still terrified, her mind replays images of Squealer. Unbeknownst to her, he has already infiltrated the hospital, silently hunting her. Before he can reach her, she disappears. The doctor, desperate for assistance, contacts Lisa. Upon arrival, Lisa discovers the girl hiding beneath a table. Just as calm begins to return, the girl suddenly spots Squealer inside the hospital. Panic overwhelms her, and she bolts outside, only to be struck by a truck. The collision is devastating, leaving her body mangled. Her name was Sylvia. The case is now in police hands, and Jack begins his investigation. Meanwhile, Lisa brings Sadi home, helping her prepare for a new chapter. She coaches her for the upcoming job interview, hoping this opportunity will finally free Sadi from prostitution. Later, Lisa learns that Sylvia had also been a sex worker. Determined to uncover the truth, she visits a bar frequented by women in the trade. Most deny knowing Sylvia, except one, a disheveled red-haired girl who overhears the conversation. At the mention of Sylvia's name, she attempts to slip away. Lisa intercepts her, asking if she knows anything. The girl responds with a cryptic smile before fleeing. Lisa's instincts are clear, this woman holds vital information. Meanwhile, Squealer prowls the streets in search of his next victim. He picks up a prostitute and lures her back to his home. Once inside, he drugs her, covers his bed with plastic, and retrieves his tools. Ordering her to remain still, he brandishes a knife. Terror floods her face, but before she can react, he strikes, cold, merciless, lethal. The following day, he grinds her flesh into sausages, selling them at his butcher shop. Ironically, the product is his bestseller, with customers oblivious to its true contents. Elsewhere, Lisa visits the police station to inquire about Sylvia's case. Jack assures her that the investigation is underway. The story then introduces Squealer's associate, a wealthy man with a violent past. Ruthless and surrounded by enemies, he steps from his car, confronts one adversary, and kills him without hesitation. Back at the doctor's office, Lisa searches for information on other missing women. Several have vanished, and all evidence seems to point toward Squealer, though the truth remains hidden. The doctor recalls that while treating Sylvia, he noticed a peculiar odor, something reminiscent of a farm, suggesting she had been held captive there for days. Meanwhile, Squealer's affluent friend delivers a corpse to him, and together they continue their grim work. The body is stored in an abandoned slaughterhouse, where Squealer prepares to butcher it. His associate, however, is horrified when he witnesses the gruesome process, shocked by the reality of Squealer carving human remains. Meanwhile, Jack continues his investigation, speaking with another prostitute in hopes of uncovering information about Sylvia. She admits Sylvia was part of their circle but remained distant, leaving few who truly knew her. Unmoved, Squealer dismembers the body and feeds it to his pigs. His friend watches in disbelief as the animals consume the flesh without hesitation, realizing Squealer has trained them to eat human remains. Soon after, the red-haired woman reappears, the same one who fled when Lisa questioned the prostitutes earlier. Her name is Erin, and she is revealed not only as Squealer's lover but also his accomplice, helping conceal his crimes. Her cryptic smile now makes sense, she knew far more than she let on. The following night, Erin returns to the bar, joined by Squealer. Together, they begin hunting again. They engage a new prostitute, and Squealer, smooth and persuasive, convinces her to accompany him home. At that moment, Lisa enters the bar. Erin warns Squealer that Lisa is closing in and will not stop until she uncovers the truth. Squealer dismisses her concerns. Later, at his house, the familiar deadly ritual unfolds, the plastic sheet on the bed, the The victim instructed to lie down, and then the fatal stabbing. Another life is extinguished, another victim forgotten. Lisa later meets Jack but finds him casually conversing with a female colleague. Overcome with jealousy and anger, she confronts him. Jack, bewildered, asks why she came. Lisa explains she wanted to discuss the missing girl's case, but Jack coldly insists she leave the investigation to the police. Elsewhere, Squealer and Aaron, sometimes referred to as Adeline, spot a girl along the roadside. Squealer instructs Aaron to lure her in. Though hesitant due to the risk of being seen in daylight, Aaron approaches the girl, enticing her with promises of wealth and drugs. Initially resistant, the girl eventually agrees. At the house, she panics upon seeing Squealer's knife and flees to the barn. As Squealer pursues her, he is suddenly triggered by memories of his abusive childhood, recalling how his mother beat him for spending too much time with pigs. Consumed by rage, he kills her, dismembers the body, and stores the remains in a freezer for later consumption. Meanwhile, Sadie shares with Lisa that she has finally left prostitution, securing a receptionist job and preparing for a new life. She hands Lisa a small bone, explaining it was thrown at her unexpectedly. Alarmed, Lisa contacts Jack, claiming she has found a lead and requesting a meeting. That evening, on her first day at the hotel, Sadie encounters Squealer disguised as a guest. He requests a room, and she assigns him room 233. When she enters to provide a tour, he murders her. At a gas station, the doctor spots Aaron, the same woman Lisa had warned him about. He follows her vehicle, which leads him to Squealer's pig farm. Convinced something is wrong, he alerts Lisa. Squealer instructs Aaron to drive the car away to mislead the doctor, but upon her return, he is gone. Realizing their cover is compromised, she flees. Back at Lisa's home, Jack discovers Sadie's lifeless body. Horrified, he realizes the killer has already struck again. Lisa, en route to the pig farm, runs out of fuel and texts Jack to meet her there. Jack rushes to the location. Meanwhile, Squealer grows suspicious of Aaron's absence and accuses her of betrayal. Enraged, he attacks his friend. Jack arrives during the confrontation and fatally shoots Squealer's associate, whose body falls into the pig pen, where the animals devour him. Suddenly, Squealer incapacitates Jack with an electric weapon, seizing his phone. Discovering a call from Lisa, he realizes she is Jack's wife. Without hesitation, Squealer murders Jack and records the act. Moments later, Lisa receives the video, devastated as she watches her husband's death. Yet, driven by fury, she sets out on foot toward the pig farm to avenge him. Squealer intercepts her, breaking her leg and preparing to kill her. Lisa, however, unleashes a torrent of insults that trigger memories of his abusive mother. Distracted and vulnerable, Squealer lowers his guard. Lisa seizes the opportunity, stabbing him before hanging his body on a meat hook. Wasting no time, she throws him into a shredder, reducing him to pieces. At that moment, the doctor arrives with the police, rescuing Lisa. The film concludes with a shocking revelation: the story is inspired by true events. In Canada, pig farmer Robert Picton was a real serial killer. He abducted women, subjected them to abuse, and even consumed their flesh. Picton left school early to manage his family's pig farm, but by the 1990s, he had begun killing. He murdered dozens of women, confessing to 49.